Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, this your motherfucking boy, King Known NBA and Music Talk. Ready to do some voiceovers. I ain't did this shit since Player's Choice, when I spoke over Jason Williams, but Undisputed is back. Skip Bayless got some heavy hitters for the network, and I am excited, a little excited to see what the ops is doing these days, but I'm sorry if you see my map because I'm also working. So if y'all happen to see my map, that's cool. But we gonna talk about it, man. We gonna see because they're talking about the Lakers, and I watched the first 3-4 minutes and I was just cringing. This was very cringy to watch. But they're going to talk about it, and then, I'm going to do my voiceovers, and I'm going to pause, and I'm going to just correct them, because a lot of these cats is wrong. Let's go.
So he thinks. Last season, my man LeBron James passed, of course, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, February 7th to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer. He led the Lakers past Memphis in 6 in the first round, and then he passed Golden State in 6 in the second round. But the Lakers, of course, got swept in the conference finals by the eventual champs, the Denver Nuggets. So, Richard, you and Key grew up here in L.A. You're both big Lakers fans, but I'm going to start with you, Mr. Sherman. What do you expect from LeBron as he hits age 39 in year 21?
The same thing we expected the other 20 years, Skip.
The very same thing?
The king.
Well,
last year, Skip, in his 20th year, averaged 28.9 points, 8.3 rebounds.
Yeah.
He was dominant. We talk about him in the playoffs. You say Father Time, Mother Nature, they all catch you eventually.
They do.
But he was coming off of an injury. So when he got in those playoffs, he was still injured. But he still...
Oh, Richard. Gotta step your basketball game up, football player. You do realize he did get injured twice during that season. And then, ever since, 2019, when he became a Laker, he's been injured every season. Every single season, he dealt with an injury. You remember 2019, Solomon Hill. I think that was the Solomon Hill thing, or was it in the bubble? Yeah, that was the bubble. That was the Solomon Hill thing. The bubble was 2020. 2019, he hurt himself. 2021, he hurt himself. You know what I'm saying? Early on in the season. You remember the All-Star game last year? He fucked his finger up. Then, the ankle injury. Then the foot injury. So, multiple injuries like that in consecutive years can show you that Father Time is staring at your ass. We saw how Kobe Bryant broke down. He tore his Achilles, then he fucked his shoulder up, and then, they started load managing Kobe in his final season. So, yes, those are signs that Father Time is around the corner. Talk about it.
He played well. He played well in the Memphis series, but only averaged 22 points, but he improved that.
I thought he played very well.
Every round
Yes,
he improved.
I got it. Until Denver.
Even the Denver series that you give him so much right for.
You know what? Yeah.
He almost averaged a triple-double with 27.7. It's the standard that you're holding to is insanity. Imagine average.
Oh, Richard. Here we go again, bro. All of this pity party shit. We hold LeBron to GOAT standards because you guys set the table for him as the greatest of all time. So holding LeBron to a greatest of all time stature is insane. Nah, Richard, you're insane. Let's continue.
27.7, 9.5 rebounds, 10 assists on 51% shooting, and you saying he had a bad series. He had a bad series. That's a bad series. You got to be a bad man for that to be a bad series.
I will bite my tongue until I hear from Keyshawn.
Well, Richard basically echoed what I was probably going to say to a degree. I'll just focus in on the Denver situation. First of all, the altitude was an issue.
Oh, God. Come on, man. God damn, I done heard 5 excuses for LeBron James already. And we're at the 1 minute and 47 second mark. Okay, so, question. Okay, LeBron and them, I'm trying to think, because do they play like 2 games at least in Denver? Because they're in the Western Conference. Because I think some teams play Denver 3 times. Some people play Denver 4 times. I think it's the division foe that plays them 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. So they played at least 1 time already in Denver. Yes, the altitude is bad. I can dig that. I can dig it. But however, 2 of those 4 games were played where? And didn't they get swept in LA? Never mind.
Okay, it was in. Don't roll your eyes. Don't roll your eyes.
It's always an issue.
Yes, that's why they want home court advantage.
150 times.
That's why they want home court advantage in Denver. That was an issue. But if you look at his overall regular season, like you said, Sharon, close to 29 points a game, 20 seasons. Okay, at some point in the year, we was talking about him at the beginning of the year as a possible MVP.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he gets an ankle injury. Then his foot, he dealt with foot injuries. So he missed 27 games.
Is that Father Time tapping you on the shoulder?
It's not Father Time tapping you on the shoulders. It just happens to be in a situation where you get an injury. We all know if LeBron James stays healthy, he is going to be one of the top 5 or 6 players in all of the NBA. And depending on who you're having a conversation with, they may even put him at number 1. Just depends on who you talk.
Oh, come on, man. This old ass nigga, top 5 or the best player? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. A lot of y'all bronze sexuals might not like this, but y'all gonna have to hear it. LeBron James has not been the best player in basketball since 2013. Yeah, I said it. The last 10 years, he has not been the number 1 best player since 2013. This is debatable, depending on who you talk to, just like they say. But LeBron, I don't think he a top 5 player, G. Not right now. He a top 10 nigga. He definitely will be. He definitely a top 10 nigga. But I can't sit there and say he better than Giannis. I can't say that he better than Nikola Jokic. I can't say that he better than Luka Doncic. I can't say that he better than his own teammate, Anthony Davis. I can't say that he better than Jason Tatum. You know what I'm saying? We could go down the line here if y'all niggas want to do that. We could get ugly and gully. I can't say that he better than Steph Curry right now. Currently, as it stands. Not all time. I'm talking about just currently as it stands. I don't think that, Cuz is better than Steph Curry. I just don't. Let me see who else in the league. Who else is in the league? I don't know if LeBron is better than a healthy Kawhi Leonard. Don't know. I don't know if LeBron James is better than Jimmy Butler. That's debatable though. Depends on who you talk to. I'm taking LeBron. Let me think. Who else is left over? Shit, in this league. I already said like 5, 6, 7 dudes' names already that are synonymous with what they consider. I don't think LeBron's better than Joel Embiid. No way, no how. I don't think he's better than Joel Embiid. Let's see, who else? Phoenix. Him and LeBron James and Devin Booker are debatable. I don't know who I would take out of the 2, though. That's very difficult. But me, personally, I would probably take LeBron, but not by that much. And I don't know if he's better than Kevin Durant. A healthy Kevin Durant. Let's not get it twisted. I'd probably rank LeBron above Kevin Durant right now, based on last year. But that's debatable. But it's very close. Who else in the league, man? Shit. Him and Dame is debatable, but I'm taking Bron. Let's see who else. I know I'm talking a lot, but let me live. Him and De'Aaron Fox is becoming debatable because we gotta focus on, NBA is a young man's game. You got to take that into account. De'Aaron. Who else? Because I'm thinking about all the teams that I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's it. But LeBron, probably top 10 in the league. But number 1? Hell no. Top 5? You got to be fucking kidding me. And I think LeBron and Jaylen Brown is debatable. In favor of each guy, I'm taking Bron, though. That's just me. Go ahead.
You're talking to.
Okay, so you think he's an MVP candidate?
Oh,
going into this
100%.
year, all right.
Healthy? 100%. 100%. One of the things that he's adapted and learned how to do now is change his game.
And that's it right there.
How has LeBron changed his game since he left Miami? Now, however, I do understand that he became a more efficient player in Miami. In Cleveland, they dared him to shoot. Am I wrong? They dared him to shoot in Cleveland because his jump shot was super suspect. You gotta take that into account. You gotta take that into account that, you know, Bron's jump shot, you know, was suspect. And he worked on that shit and got better. I'll give him that. But what he's currently doing, just the fact that he can lower his shoulder and not get called for an offensive foul, he is basically playing running back because he's not getting charged for an offensive foul. LeBron still doesn't move off the ball very well. His jump shot is good. He's a streaky shooter. When he gets hot, good night. It's a wrap. Good riddance. Goodbye. You know what I mean? But that ugly-ass jab step jump shot, a lot of his current skill set is still a little bit underdeveloped to be in his 21st NBA season. But carry on.
He's changing his game.
That's it.
And so when we saw LeBron in his younger days, he was doing something totally different than he is now.
Right.
Okay, the offense that
The first thing he said, I actually agreed with.
always have to go through him the way that it did before.
Thank you.
He's obviously a point guard now to a degree,
Right.
but when he needs to get on the blocks as a power forward, he can. Don't tell me anything about he's not clutch. Don't tell me anything about his three-point shooting. We're never going to say he's Steph Curry is shooting threes. We're never going to say that. Everybody criticizes him like, oh, he should take that shot. No, he should just make the right play. That's what he should do. And he's been able to do that.
You don't
He
hear
took
better
the Laker team that everybody was dumping on until they made the trades to the Western Conference Finals.
Formed at the trade.
After
Think
the
about
trades.
it.
Think about what Rob Pelinka did at the deadline.
But I'm not saying Rob Pelinka didn't do a good job.
Right,
I'm
good
just
job.
saying, here's a team
Well,
that got a whole new crew of guys
Yeah.
in a short period of time. This isn't, in the NBA, it's not halfway point. Even though
Yeah.
we say halfway point. It's less than a halfway point come when after they trade, then you get to the playoffs. He was able to take all those guys that they brought, put them together, and will their way.
Hold on, Keyshawn. You're getting beside yourself. Y'all act like LeBron recruited all these guys himself. You act like LeBron is the GM. You act like Darvin Ham was non-existent in scheming around these players to get them to play at their best. You're taking the factor away of good coaching. You are taking away, you know, the assistant coach, Phil Handy, who is pretty much like a player's coach who helped. You're taking away all of these guys that were vital in putting this shit together. LeBron was on the team. That is correct. I agree, but he wasn't just responsible. And let's talk about this. He would I hate to pull this up on y'all, but I got to. I'm pulling up on you, nigga. All right, so Los Angeles Fakers. Yes, I'm calling them the Fakers right now. They were, check this out, y'all. They were 24 and 24 with him in the lineup. So that means when LeBron was on the floor, the Los Angeles Lakers played 500 basketball. That's not good basketball, my nigga. I don't give a fuck. In my Ray J voice. I don't give a fuck. Check it out. And then when LeBron was not in the lineup and Anthony Davis started, they played above 500 basketball. They were 11-9 when Anthony Davis started without LeBron. Okay? February 9th, before I heard a pop, they were 13th in the West. February 26th, they're still 13th. LeBron gets hurt. He gets hurt. Then the Lakers go 8-5 without your king, without the person that was responsible for carrying them to the playoffs. LeBron didn't carry the Lakers to the playoffs. Anthony Davis did. Give Anthony Davis his credit and his props. AD was going crazy, putting up 30 and 10, 40 and 10. Or more, hell, 40 and 13 for all that matters. They went 8-5 without him after the trades, with AD as the number one option. And then, when LeBron James comes back, the Lakers are the 7th seed. And then they went to the playoffs with a few games left. For context. You see, context is very necessary. If you're going to tell the story, tell the entire story, not the story that you want to tell to boost up one. Let's continue.
To the Western Conference Final.
And the way,
Come on, man, stop.
The way to best describe this is for Skip and everybody, what LeBron did last year, Michael Jordan couldn't do. Period. He could not do. He couldn't take a late group, grabbing and bringing them together, and take that group and melt them together to be a team.
Whoa. Michael Irvin. See, that's that dope talking. That's that white girl talking. Yeah, I said I don't give a fuck. That's that white good talking. That's that dope. Stop it. You put Michael Jordan. Listen, Michael Jordan took Scottie Pippen, who was good, who was really good, who's incredible. All right, we can't take that away. He took Horace Grant. He was good role player. He took Craig Hodges. He took Bill Cartwright. And three-peated, ladies and gentlemen. This is before Rodman. This is before they got all these pieces. And even then, you gotta think about it. Mike, with all due respect, that's that dope talking. That's dope talk. Come on, man. He said Michael Jordan couldn't do it. Are you insane right now? What Michael Jordan you talk about? Are we talking about Wizards Jordan? Because the Wizards Jordan didn't have a good team. You can't be serious. The Wizards Jordan did not have that good of a team. Wizards Jordan had Jerry Stackhouse, LaRon Profit, Kwame Brown. You mean to tell me 38, 39-year-old Michael Jordan, who gets his knees drained every day, who was also averaging 21 points a game, 21 points per game. He was averaging that, right? You said that Michael Jordan couldn't take a team. You replace LeBron with Michael Jordan. You give Michael Jordan Anthony Davis. Michael Jordan never had a good big man his whole fucking career. Nut ass nigga. Get the fuck out of here, dog. You give Michael Jordan a post player and they don't do nothing? And you couldn't take them to the Western Conference? Are you out of your fucking mind? That's why I say that's that dope talk. That's dope talk, bro. Stop playing. You give Michael Jordan, even a 39-year-old Michael Jordan, you give him D'Angelo Russell, who would probably be, arguably, no disrespect to Ron Harper, I respect Ron Harper, but probably the best guard that he's played alongside his whole entire career. I said it. Even better than Rip Hamilton at the time he was on the Wizards. I'm willing to go that far in this video, bro. You give him Austin Reeves, who's a hell of a player. A dog. You give Michael Jordan a dog like Austin Rivers. A real dog. Who's similar to Rex Chapman. That's what I compare him to. Who's similar to Rex. You give him Jared Vanderbilt, a defender and a rebounder. Okay. You give him that. A defender and a rebounder in Jared Vanderbilt. You give him a coach like Darvin Ham, who's very smart and who's come along quite well as a coach. You give him Rui Hachimura off the bench? You give MJ that? Shh. What is Michael Irvin talking about? Like, seriously. You don't know basketball, Mike. You know football. You know the X's and O's of football, but you don't know the X's and O's of basketball. Stop playing. That Lakers bench was fucking crazy, bro. That Lakers bench was crazy. You give him Dennis Schroeder off the bench? This nigga tripping, dog. He said Michael Jordan couldn't take that team. Wow. Michael Jordan would have won the 2023 NBA champion. 38-year-old Michael Jordan, who had to get his knees drained every night, could win that championship with that team. Straight like that. Because all of those players on the Lakers are coachable, except LeBron. D'Angelo Russell is coachable. Austin Reeves would have listened to Mike. Anthony Davis would have listened to Mike. Jared Vanderbilt would have listened to Mike. You know what I'm saying? Rui Hachimura would have listened to Mike and would have took his advice and all that shit. That team would have been way better with Michael Jordan. Even Wizards Jordan. I'm just using Wizards Jordan. We ain't gonna bring up prime Mike because we already know what time it is with that. Stop playing with me. Man, let's look at that goddamn roster. Fuck. All right. Let me see. 2023 Lakers. So you mean to tell me that he couldn't take Lonnie Walker the fourth? I forgot about Lonnie. And Thomas Bryant and Malik Beasley. Shit. And Wenyen Gabriel. Wow. Yeah, Michael Irvin just disrespected Michael Jordan. That was a major diss. It ain't no way he really thinks that.
To go on a run like
You
that.
mean at age 38 or ever?
Look,
Well, at age 38, Jordan was somewhere playing golf in a...
and that's a great question, and let me tell you why. I don't know if ever. I think ever would be because at 38,
Michael,
that's what. Let me
are
tell you
you
what.
kidding?
Michael was a great individual.
We're about to get
talent.
struck by lightning.
Michael was a great
I'm moving out of the way because it's
individual
coming through the
talent.
ceiling.
He was a great individual talent. Great individual
You
talent.
just uttered
But
the
the
biggest
guys that
blasphemy ever.
Michael Jordan was with, they understood how he is. They understood how he was, and they dealt with it. You take Michael out of that locker room, put him in another locker room. I just don't know if all those guys run with him the same. I'm talking about especially later in his career. Later in his career. You
Well,
can
like
put
what?
LeBron anywhere on any team. He's aging himself. He's going to.
Let's look at MJ's numbers on the fucking Wizards, bro. I don't think, like I said, that's dope talk. That's crack talk. That's crack talk, cocaine, whatever, you know. He's the one that got caught with the dope in his car. Nigga tried to say it was for whatever. I can't take nothing. Let's look at Michael Jordan. let's look at MJ's last two seasons when he was 39 and 40 years old. Let's take a look at him, man. Let's take a look at the Wizards Jordan. Woo! Oh, how? Hell no. What? Woo! This snatches my buffs. Yeah, I know I just talked about how they were yelling and talking over each other, but fuck that. 23 points per game. 6 rebounds. 5 assists. Woo! Then the next year. Listen, I'm not a Michael Jordan fan, so don't fucking categorize me as such. I don't even like Mike. I don't want to be like Mike. Okay, but check this out. The next year, 20 points per game. What was he shooting? He was shooting 43%. Okay, that's fair. Not a good three-point shooter. Never was a good three-point shooter. Got you. How many shots per game, though? Damn. 2002, he shot 22 shots per game. God damn. Now, he wouldn't shoot 22 shots with Anthony Davis. As I said, AD would be the best big man he's ever had. the most talented big man he's ever had. D'Angelo Russell will be the most talented guard he's ever had. Sorry, BJ. Sorry, Ron. Ron wasn't in the prime of his career. He wasn't Cleveland Ron Harper. Okay, the most talented guard and the most talented center that he ever played with. And he wouldn't take it to the... Get off that shit, man!
Want to put a team together, and he's a great leader, and he can play the point. His skills don't erode to a place where he can't lift the team. Jordan only lifts a team with his individual skill. His play,
the greatest skill ever.
It does, but that's going to diminish, and if that diminishes,
But it didn't diminish through 35, through 6 championships and 6 finals MVPs.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
But
I was
when
there.
he
I
this
covered
age,
it. I know him.
When he was this age, when he's
Heck,
LeBron
no,
age, he's not playing.
he quit on principle. His coach got pushed out the door, and he said, "I quit."
At 38 years old, though.
No.
I love Jordan. I love Jordan just like you do, Skip. But at 38, LeBron James is doing something different.
Okay.
And his skill set says he can do it.
Yeah.
He can go play the point, like you told him, and still take those little
He even
point guards to
played the
basket.
5
He
at
can score.
times. He even played the 5 at times last year
Okay.
during the playoffs.
Right, and he can do that. That's why he can play. He's got much room to
Think
play.
about it. Anthony Davis missed 26 games
He did.
for him last year.
All right.
If those dudes stay healthy, Skip, you got to be careful.
And everybody on that Laker team played up
Sure
because
they
of
do.
LeBron
Okay,
James.
I give you that. I always say he is still, to this moment, the best passer in basketball. He is still the greatest driver of the basketball ever, and it ain't even close. Which is why at the end of games I say, just put your head down. He finally did. I'm going to get to it in a second here.
Right.
He finally did in the
He's
4th game
starting
against
to-
Denver. But usually he pulls up and jacks up threes because he's scared to death of the late game free throw line. I can show you 1,000
that's
times.
not- that's not-
That is the God's
that's
truth.
not- that is
I
not.
can show you.
The reason-
Nobody.
the reason
Wait
he
a second.
pulls up-
As I've said time and time again, LeBron is the greatest player to play 3.5 quarters of basketball. It's just that 4th quarter, them last 5 minutes, them bitches is shaky. Them last 6 minutes is very shaky. Like in that Denver series, the last 2 plays, he had a chance to at least win a game in this series and to make it, respectable. But they got their ass beat. And LeBron missed the shot off the side of the rim. Looked like Paul George in the goddamn bubble when he hit the side of the rim on that jump shot. And then on top of that, then he goes down. He puts his head down, just like Skip says, pause, right? He goes to the basket, gets blocked by Jamal Murray, who is 6'4" and less than 200 pounds. Somebody shorter and somebody smaller. Pause. Bruh.
LeBron broke into this league. Nobody has missed more late game, close game free throws than LeBron James.
Oh, right.
He is. That is.
I
he's
love
the
that
king.
word.
Do you know why you miss free throws, Skip?
Yeah, because you're going like this.
No, that's not. Come on, man. You miss free throws. You miss free throws at times late in games when you're 37, 38 years old because your legs are not
But
underneath you.
He's missed those free throws when he was young, Keyshawn. That's what Skip is trying to say. He is afraid of the free throw line. He doesn't shoot well from the free throw line. He shoots 70% from the free throw line. 70 is considered average, an average free throw shooter. Sometimes in certain people's cases, it's considered average in the league to shoot, below 80%. And in the 4th quarter, LeBron has missed many. I've seen him miss a lot of free throws. Sometimes miss both free throws with the game on the line. And LeBron, even when he was younger, he was missing them free throws. Even when he was at his most efficient, was missing free throws. In Miami, he was missing free throws. So what did you saying, Keyshawn?
Always
You're
been
not-
like
LeBron's
this.
always
Keyshawn
been a-
is not.
23 LeBron bad at shoot free throws. They got nothing to do with the league.
But he's saying late in games. He's saying late in games. Yes, he misses free throws. He's always done it. But late in games, his legs are not underneath it.
Okay.
Then you say he pulls up. He realizes I can't blow past this guy the same way I used to. So he takes that shot.
You're going to get the call. You're going to get to the line. But here's the problem. You realize in these past playoffs, He missed an NBA playoff record 20 straight three-point shots. Everybody just swept that under the rug. 20 straight threes. He's a lousy three-point shooter. I'm sorry.
Yes, I told you that already. I said it. I told you he's not a great three-point shooter.
Well, at least Keyshawn admits that. But he's not a great three-point shooter, but once he make two, you dead. Like, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan in the world or LeBron supporter, but once LeBron connects on like 2 3-pointers, it's up. It's up and it's stuck. He gonna start making them bitches like Tommy Shepard. I've seen moments where LeBron turned into Tommy Shepard, but he doesn't do that all the time.
But he's pulling up from the 3 because he doesn't trust.
So if you're sick and tired of being alone, BOK is the app for you where you can meet
Hear about BLK.
like-minded people that look
to the
into
video.
Okay.
Blowing past
Now,
people.
I'm going to give you this. I give Richard this. He went on a tear, the likes of which I have never ever seen, especially from a 38-year-old.
In Denver.
From his birthday, December 30th, through February 7th, when he passed Kareem, it took my breath away on a nightly basis. He just said, watch this.
Yeah.
You can argue that nobody can score different ways more than he can, because when he puts his head down and his mind to it,
He play all positions.
hey, he's 6'8", he's like 270. I don't know, he can post, he can do whatever he wants on a basketball court.
You got to give him to Mike's point. You got to give him credit for what they did after that trade deadline.
Okay, wait a second, though.
Give him credit? Richard! Yo, man. This dude, man, Richard Sherman is gawk 5,000 right now. Hold up. He did? Is LeBron James the GM of this motherfucker? Or is Rob Pelinka? Pelinka. LeBron didn't recruit these guys. LeBron didn't ask for D'Angelo Russell. He didn't ask for Jarrett Vanderbilt. He didn't ask for these guys. LeBron asked for Anthony Davis. And that was it. He didn't ask for Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves went from the G League all the way to the top of the tops. He was undrafted. He came up on his own. Austin Reeves got it out the mud for real. That's why I respect Austin Reeves. Rui Hachimura, like, Rob Pelinka went out and got him. Stop the cap.
Wait, so he goes on this tear, and he averages 34, 9, and 8 to pass Kareem. And then he hits the psychological and physical wall because he's 38 years of age. So he misses a bunch of games. He played 10 out of the last 26 games. So he's refreshed for Memphis, and he's refreshed for Golden State. And then we get to Denver, and if you want to go mile high altitude, I'll give you that half of an excuse. But here's my problem. All year long, they did not have a closer. I don't know how closely you watch their games, but we don't have time because you guys talk too much.
Okay, Skip, you're wrong on that. You know who the closer was? White boy, nigga. And, yeah, Austin Reeves was their closer. That's the guy. That's the nigga that was the nigga. Austin Reeves was the closer. And they didn't let him close out that game in Game 4.
And so I can't, I've run out of time. I did, yes, you talk too much. But the point is, I can show you a dozen games last year that are begging to be closed, and it's not his nature to close games. It's not his forte. So, and I detail them for you, but we don't have time.
It's not his forte.
Okay, because I can just show you what happened. Look, there was a game against Indiana early. They're up 17 on Indiana in November, and he goes 2 of 8 down the stretch, and they don't close. Okay, so now we get to Denver. They've got the eventual champs on the ropes 4 straight times. 4 straight times going to the fourth quarter. They are right there. And what does LeBron James do in the 4 fourth quarters? He goes 7 of 23. Is that good? 7 of 23? Damn. Guess what he does from 3? 1 of 10 through the 4 fourth.
I admire Skip's pettiness, but continue.
Quarters combined. And we get to the end of game 4. You still got one last hurrah. And LeBron, to his credit, says, okay, give me the ball, and I'm going to try this. And I'll show you real quick the two plays.
He was dead.
Okay, all right, so...
What is this dude talking about?
Okay, I know what I'm talking about. Here's the first play. Can we see this? LeBron says, okay, I'll take this at the end of the clock, and it's off the side of the backboard. Not cool, not the greatest shot I've ever seen. It is off the side of the backboard. That's your shot.
Good
to
defense
tie.
by Aaron Gordon, by the way.
Then here we go again. LeBron goes, he says, finally, I'm going to drive this
Aaron
basketball.
Gordon strong than a motherfucker, boy. You see that? Yeah, he let that little nigga block his shot. But Aaron Gordon, I ain't gonna lie. Aaron Gordon during the Aaron Gordon was an underrated story. You know, Aaron Gordon did all the little things. He did all the things that Jokic doesn't do well, which is be physical and play defense. Even though, don't get me wrong, Jokic did average a couple of blocks a game in that series. He did step up the defense. But I'm talking about Aaron Gordon does things, you know, I'm talking about athletically that Nikola Jokic just can't do. So you got to give credit to Aaron Gordon for playing good defense on the front. And then Jamal Murray, like in a strong safety joint, you know what I'm saying, made sure that he didn't get that bucket.
And gets his hands on the ball, and then Aaron Gordon gets his hand up and blocks the shot. Okay, so 2 shots to tie, and neither of them touch the rim. It's LeBron bleeping James.
First of all, they forced
this is an offensive
defense
foul. Like, this is a fucking offensive foul like a motherfucker, boy. I tell you, this nigga gets away with offensive foul like a motherfucker.
Point to his left.
They did.
Okay,
get that shit out of here, boy.
You got
that
the
weak
Joker
ass
standing
shit.
right there. You got 3 people clouding him. He
Weak
could not
ass
kick
shit.
Back out to Anthony Davis slot.
It's called team defense, nigga.
Because you're surrounded by 3 people, Skip.
Okay.
Stop.
Hey,
damned if he
Michael
does.
Jordan's going to make that
Oh,
shot.
stop.
He's gonna go up and make the shot.
Skip, I don't want to be this guy.
I agree.
I'm real sorry, but it looks like your cell phone has...
I agree with Skip that Michael Jordan would have definitely hit that shot, because this is where LeBron still lacks that Jordan didn't lack. LeBron's mid-range jumper is inconsistent. His mid-range jumper ain't been good since Miami. He doesn't have that in his arsenal. He's got a 3-point shot. He can shoot the 3 a little bit, but Michael Jordan would have took Aaron Gordon. He would have went to the top of the key, called ISO. It's like, all right, you know, same thing with Byron Russell. All right, does he fall for the crossover? He probably will fall for the MJ crossover, right? He'll fall for the crossover. Mike will take a 2-point shot right there, mid-range jumper. Michael Jordan not driving to the rim for game. Unless he know he can make that motherfucker. Michael Jordan not taking a shot that he can't make for game. He going to that same shit. Little isolation, little crossover, pull up, jump shot. Aaron Gordon's not blocking that shit, B. Aaron Gordon not blocking that shit for game. Jamal Murray is not blocking Michael Jordan for game. I'm sorry. Fuck that. He going for that mid-range, and it's game. Game, set, match. We going to OT, baby. All in all, I'm going to tell it to you like this. Michael Irvin, you don't know shit about basketball, bro. Never speak on basketball ever again. Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson, they're fans of LeBron. Understandable, and they're from LA. I understand the love. I understand, like, you know what I mean. I understand you love your team. I'm like that with my Detroit Pistons. But come on, man. Richard Sherman was given so many excuses. He could have ran an excuse class, and he put on a clinic with the excuses. Keyshawn Johnson had excuses too. But Keyshawn seems like he knows more about basketball. Because I think, didn't Keyshawn Johnson play basketball, if I'm not mistaken? I think he has a basketball background. Let me know in the comments. Clarify that shit for me. But Keyshawn seems to know a little bit more than Sherm and Irvin. Skip Bayless's basketball opinion varies. You know, he's petty. He's not really. He doesn't like LeBron James. He hates this dude. Let's just keep it a buck. I don't hate LeBron. I hate his fans. Let's keep it 100. But overall, this segment was sad to see. This shit was sad. The amount of excuses that LeBron James gets. If Giannis did this, Giannis would get trashed. Giannis would get shit on. Jason Tatum. If Jason Tatum does this shit, he's getting trashed. Donovan Mitchell does this, he's getting trashed. But LeBron gets excuses. Alright, yo. I'm going to get up out of here. This is King Known NBA Music Talk. Godspeed, bitch.